Hey, what's going on? How are you? Just checking in on you. I can't go up that high, everybody. I am 10 shows in to my epic 19-show run at the Wilbur Theater in Boston, Massachusetts. And I got to tell you, I got 10 down, 9 to go. And I got to tell you, this was a stupid idea. Should have played a venue a little bigger. No, the shows have been going great. But I've been doing all right. I've been taking a steam every fucking day. Little eucalyptus spray. I'll be able to tough my way through this shit, man. That's the extent of how difficult my job is. I think my instrument will hold up, you know? All you other people doing your fucking back-breaking jobs, right? No, you're not. How many back-breaking jobs are even left in this country? Isn't it all infrastructure? Other than UPS, people who load and unload UPS trucks, construction. What else is a difficult job? Early on in your relationship and your girlfriend has a fucking birthday coming up, that's a difficult job. Dude, what do I get her? You know what I mean? It's like I don't love her, but I still want to fuck her, right? What kind of gift is that, dude? You know? What should I do? Should I get her a blouse? Should I take her to Starbucks? Gift certificate. My accent's going to be coming back really strong. Jesus Christ. I met this guy last night, and so many people think the Boston accent is just that park the cat in the Harvard Yard. They miss all the part of it. This fucking guy, come on, George, you got to do your job. J-A-W-B. This guy comes walking in, he's not doing his fucking job, Joe. There it is, fucking job, Joe. You know? So, anyways, I got to tell you, I was fucking ragging the last 2 podcasts about Tom Brady, and I got to be honest, man, what a difference a couple of days makes. This is all gradually just going to blow over with real sports fans. People who just straight up hate the Patriots will fucking... Now they're saying Aaron Rodgers likes his ball a little overinflated. Minnesota heats up the footballs, and Tom Brady lets a little bit out. At the end of the day, you still got to throw the fucking thing, right? These fucking idiots saying he's cheating. Is that all you have to do to make it in the NFL, is let a little bit of air out, and all of a sudden the ball goes exactly where you want it to be? It's so fucking dumb. But I'm looking for the Patriots to, Brady's already hired a lawyer. They're going to go at this fucking thing. I think we're sick of other teams in the league fucking doing all this cunty shit to us, trying to make it look like we're a bunch of cheaters when we're not. We're just kicking your fucking asses. And why don't you grow up? Why don't you take your fucking skirt off and just play the fucking game and quit looking under every goddamn jockstrap, because we could do the same thing to you. All right? You bunch of pussies. Sorry. I'm really just talking about the Jets. I'm talking about the Colts. And I'm talking about every other sports bar cunt out there. I love, too, how everybody acts like they've never been guilty of any sort of gamesmanship looking for a fucking edge, right? You never took a test and kind of glanced over at the smart chick's fucking paper over there, right? Little gamesmanship. Whatever. I'm actually in a great sports mood at this point, because I've realized at this point that I think Goodell, after all he went through last year with the Ray Rice thing, with under suspending somebody, now he's like a baby poisonous snake, just unleashing all the venom when he doesn't need to do that, I guess it's within every team's right if they want to fucking... I mean, I don't know. I look at it like when they said George Brett had too much fucking pine tar on his bat. Oh, really? Is that why he hit the fucking home run to win the game? Really? Because he had too much sticky stuff, so he got a better grip on it? That little bit of extra sticky stuff. If you never hit a home run in a major league ballpark, I don't know if you know this, all you have to do is put a little pine tar a little bit beyond the label on the bat, and the thing's going to be jumping right off the bat. It's crazy, man. I don't know why McGuire and those guys, poisoned their bodies with all those steroids. All they needed was just a little bit of sticky stuff on their bat, and then forget it. So anyways, in other sporting news, Canadians... You fucking lost again. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't be rubbing it in. What the fuck am I to say? My team didn't even make the playoffs. But congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And Canadian fans, as much as I give you shit, fucking, I'm not, what am I going to do? You guys got fucking 97 cups. Granted, both of them were won when your team plane was like a biplane. You know what I don't understand about Canadian fans? I always give you shit about how long ago you won the cup and there was only 6 teams in the league. Why don't you guys ever say back to me, yeah, and the Bruins were one of them, so why didn't you guys win 20 cups? A bunch of people in French just said, oui, exactly. Let's see here. So I am 10 shows in. 10 shows in. By the way, the curse of Patrick Waugh continues. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And now I got to congratulate New York City. Ugh. Congratulations to the New York fucking Rangers. I actually hate to admit this, but I actually like the Rangers. Because I remember when they won it in '94. That's to me, that was the greatest year in hockey I ever saw. Marc Messier, we will win. You know, breaking a fucking 54-year curse. An original 6 team. It was great, man. It was fucking awesome. And also at that point, the Red Sox hadn't won the World Series yet, so I remember watching that going like, wow, maybe that's what that's going to feel like when we finally beat somebody to win a World Series. So, God damn it, Washington Capitol fans. I mean, what did you do? You know it'd be a great fucking sports show if you had like Washington Capitals and like San Diego Charger fans sit down, right? And just talking about all the shit that they've been through, right? And then in the end, you know, Jason Lawhead comes in crying worse than anybody as a Cleveland fan. And then a Cubs fan walks in with his horn-rimmed glasses asking why anybody really gives a fuck. As long as you take your shirt off and have a good time, who cares, right? Who gives a fuck? The fucking Red Sox won. Oh, I'm back in Beantown. I'm keeping up with the sports there. Red Sox won 2-0 against the A's, actually won the series. I fucking miss it back here, man. I really do. I'm sitting there talking to my wife about it, going, what the fuck are we living out there in a goddamn state that has no water? You know what I mean? Coming back here, lush land, bunch of trees, lakes. You know, I really miss my hometown. I fucking love it back here. And I'm trying to see, like, would I go fucking nuts if I moved back here? I mean, it'd kind of be difficult to still be in this business, you know, to get acting work when I'd be based here. But, I don't know. I got to admit, it turned me on. Little Goodfellas reference for you there. So anyways, I got to try to conserve my voice. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. This is how out of it I am. Last night, I came home. I fucking come home late at night, as always. Oh, me and Verzi one night. Jesus Christ. Dude, we stayed out till like 5 in the morning. I was driving home and the sun was coming up. I was just sitting there like, what am I doing? We ended up, we finished our shows, and then these guys were saying, hey, you know, you got to come to our dive bar. Our dive bar around the corner. And we're like, well, you know, we got a couple of cigars. I know. I said I was quitting, but whatever. We got a couple of cigars, and I needed a place where we could smoke them, right? So he goes, yeah, you know, come on over, blah, 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 blah. I'll probably get this guy I don't want to get this guy in trouble. And then we went outside and we smoked him in the alley. I want to thank everybody at Biddy Early's for letting us smoke legally outside in the alley. It's not even an alley. They're outside on the sidewalk. So anyways, we fucking ended up going there. And these guys, fucking hilarious guys. This off-duty cop, this off-duty fireman. And they just they were already, you know, fucking 4 hours into drinking at least, you know, and we just come walking in stone sober. Now, had me and Verzi been a little hammered, then we would have started telling stories, but instead we just listened to the show. And this fucking guy, man, I swear to God, he's telling this story, and he's going like, all right, you're not going to, he's like fucking, like leaning in on us. He's going, you know, I got fucking 2 kids, right? I got a son and a daughter by 2 different women. I know, I'm fucked up. My life's fucked, I know. So anyways, my daughter, she's like fucking 10 years old, and she starts asking me about the birds and the bees. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, I don't even know what to say. So I just start, I freak out. So I email my ex-wife, you know, because I can't call her because of the restraining order. And then he makes this face and looks up in the air like, whatever that is. And then he fucking goes, I fucking end up telling her, I don't even know what I said to her. I was like, the man's penis gets erect and it goes inside and it fertilizes. Dude, I fucking blacked out. I came to like fucking 20 minutes later and she's staring at me, my daughter, and then my new girlfriend's looking at me like, dude, what the fuck did you say? I mean, I said, what am I supposed to fucking... Next thing you know, he's talking about the marathon bombers and how he was one of the guys that had the rifle on the dude in the boat. And he's going, I got the FBI over here, the fucking CIA's behind me. I got my gun on this fucking dude, right? I got it on him. The FBI is in the other room. Fucking, dude, he started the story like 15 times to the point I finally go, hey, what side is the FBI on? And he doesn't miss a beat. The FBI's in the other room. The CIA's behind me. It's like, dude, just get to it. And then the fucking fireman guy goes, and yada, 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 you didn't fucking shoot him, you bunch of pussies. So those of you who haven't been keeping up on the whole, that whole story there with the Boston marathon bomber, like he's on trial right now, and I'm listening on the radio. I was listening to one of those NPR things, and they're talking about how the big question is, when they convict this guy, does he get life in prison or do you fucking kill him? And I think it's a no-brainer. You take him out. His life is already over. What are you going to do? Just stick him in a cage? It's over. You know what I mean? They're trying to pull that shit. He was really influenced by his brother. Yeah, I was influenced by my older brother. But, if the second he starts going, hey, let's stick a fucking bomb in a mailbox next to innocent people, children, at that point I'm like, hey, older brother, I think you're kind of going down a road I don't want to be on. I don't know. Yeah, I think you put him down. You put him down like a rabid dog. Am I out of my mind? I like when they go like, we don't come from a country that's an eye for an eye. The fuck we don't. What fucking history book are you reading? What happened when they scalped a couple of us? Jesus Christ, we committed genocide. Can't take out one fucking bomber? Come on. All right. This has been Conservative Bill coming at you here on the podcast. So anyways, for those of you guys who are new to this podcast, I do this podcast every fucking Thursday, right? Where people just, I just check in on you. That's all. I see how your week's going. I worry about you guys. Just got my head buzzed at this fucking place I haven't gone to since I was a kid. We used to call it the hack shop. I'm not going to say the name of it, but that's what we used to call it. This fucking guy, go in there. He's like fucking, there's the guy that's kind of old, and then there's the guy that's really old. So I'm going, and they're both finishing a haircut. So I'm like, come on, almost old. Come on, kind of old. Maybe really old won't get him. And of course, really old finishes first. We get there, right? He's fucking funny as hell. And I could just tell the whole fucking thing's uneven. So I had to try to fix it when I got home. You know what I mean? He goes, we're giving you the same haircut I give the state troopers. All right. So anyways, let's get to the hashtags here. Shit that you guys want me to talk about. I got home so late last night. I actually looked for some reason, just an old news story pops in. I started looking. Remember Chandra Levy? Remember that? And there was that politician, and they were about ready to fucking maybe make a case on him. And then 9/11 happened, and he never fucking heard about it again. I always wondered about that. Okay, the Thursday afternoon MMP. For those of you people that want to fucking email in, it's for Thursdays, it's hashtag TAMMP. All right? I know this one sucks so far. I'm going to try to turn it around here. All right? All right. You got to talk about dad bods. Oh, yeah, that was Michael Rappaport. I Am Rappaport podcast where he was talking about dad bodies. I'm not a dad, and I already have that body. That fucking kills me. That really kills me. Isn't it awful how in shape you can look in with a shirt on? It's fucking unreal. Every time I'm thinking I'm looking all right, you catch that sideways view of you in the mirror. It's just a fucking absolute shit show. It's so fucking depressing. Anyways, reports show the NFL may listen to podcasts. Brady's suspension could be overturned. It better be overturned. You know what I think all Patriot fans should do? Every Patriot fan should go watch that fucking documentary on Scientology. And rather than judging Scientology, you You should really look at it and be like, well, you could really make that documentary about any religion. Every religion at the core is a giant fucking guess, right? But the greatest thing about getting clear is Scientology wanted to be recognized as a religion and then get that tax break. And the IRS is like, no, you guys are a cult. Give me a break. You know, you're talking about spaceships. We don't believe in that stuff, so fuck you guys. And they basically sued them. They had like 2,500, 2,700 of their members individually filed a lawsuit against the IRS. Never been defeated. The fucking Mayweather, right? The Rocky Marciano of, I don't even think they are a government agency, are they? Aren't they work for the Federal Reserve, which is a private group of people that print the money? I don't fucking know. All I know is the shit I overhear in bars. So they defeated them. 2,700 individual lawsuits from one group defeated the fucking IRS. So there you go. I say if they don't overturn this fucking Tom Brady suspension, I am going to fucking rally every Patriot fan I know to sue the NFL, all right, for emotional damage done for you guys lying about our quarterback who looks like a fucking astronaut. Okay? We'll fucking sue you. Wouldn't that be great? Just fucking overturn it. Then we'd be called a bunch of crying, whining assholes. But who gives a fuck? That'd be fun. Can't come into work today, dude. Talking to my lawyer about my fucking lawsuit against the fucking NFL. I really think we ought to do that. Fucking childish. When I'm still waiting for the day that the light is gradually going to shine on Jim Irsay. Somebody at some point, can you look under one fucking rock and just take a look at that guy? I'll give you a hint. He sits on the competition committee. Start with that. Just start with that and you just look what happened when he sat there, what his team looked like, what his team's strengths were, and what were some of the new rules that got implemented. I know. I'm fucking going crazy. I should be standing here with a fucking legal pad next to a fireplace doing stand-up in front of 3 people. All right. Let's see. What else do we got? What do we got here? What if it's California against Florida for the Cup? Your thoughts? Oh, my God. I didn't even think about that. What if it's Anaheim versus fucking Tampa Bay? Oof. Just picturing that is really cheesy. I would still watch, though, because they're great teams. You know something? You know what gives that really gives Tampa Bay credit, I think, is Steve Yzerman. You know what I mean? He's such a hockey guy, such an ambassador for the sport, and I just think what he's doing down there is great. And I have to be honest with you, I fucking love the Lightning, and I also love the Devil Rays. The only thing I don't like about the Devil Rays is they're just called the Rays. You know? I mean, I don't get why people down there in Clearwater and Tampa, I don't get what you're afraid of. I've been down there. I've seen the people. All right? The devil is all over Tampa. Okay? I don't think it's going to influence anybody one way or the other. If it was Tampa versus the Ducks, you know, I really like both of those teams. I got to be honest with you. I kind of like what's his face there, the former Capitals coach, because everybody was kind of like, you know, he doesn't have what it takes to get him over the hump. I think either way, it'd be a great story. And I also love Yzerman. So, you know what? I would root for a 7-game series if that happened. But the other option would be Chicago versus the Rangers. I don't know. The Rangers got a shot, man. They got a shot. They definitely got a shot. But I think most people are saying whoever wins between the Ducks and the Blackhawks. But you know something? I've missed all of this shit because I've been doing 2 shows every night down at the Wilbur. And I want to thank everybody who's been coming out to the shows. I mean, it's been fucking ridiculous. I'm doing a late show on a Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Just the fact that people are even coming out to the early show. So I'm blown away by the support out here. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the shows. I've been certainly having a good time performing for you, other than my voice being a little fucked up. Okay, Bill, do you have any radio shows / other podcasts, not the Verzi Effect that you already mentioned, that you would recommend that you guys don't know about? I mean, the shit I like, the Opie and Jimmy show. I always liked Howard Stern. Fucking the other guys. I always like the other guys in Atlanta. That you can actually but listen to online. This is a whole new game here. Actually, Joe Rogan. You guys probably already, if you listen to my podcast, you know about Rogan and Maron and all those guys. You know what was one of my favorite radio shows of all time was the Phil Hendrie Show. And he used to do this thing where, it was this amazing thing where he would host the show, he would bring up a topic, and then he would have a caller call in, but the caller was actually him. And his caller would just say the most craziest shit, and it would just get other callers to call in. He was like the original troll. And then the other people would call in and argue with this phantom caller that was actually Phil Hendrie. And then he would moderate at the same time. And he's actually doing a voice on F is for Family. And I was such a thrill to talk to him. I asked him how he did it, and he just said he was clicking over from one microphone to the other. And every once in a while, somebody would figure it out and call him, is this the same guy? And then he would quickly hang up on him. And some of the classic ones, at this point, I think you can just listen to him online. But he had one where he was talking, it was like the 20th or 25th anniversary of the Star Wars trilogy. And he called in his own show, basically. And he was pretending to be some big Star Wars fan. And he was going like, yeah, man, he's going like, in Empire Strikes Back was awesome. And I love that part where Darth Vader is like, Luke, I'm your father, you bitch. And blah, 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 blah. And he just kept going back to that quote, going, Luke, I'm your father, you bitch. And blah, blah, blah. And Phil would then, as the host, go, yes, I remember that. That was an incredible twist in that trilogy. I would think that all Star Wars fans would rank that in the top 3. And the guy's like, yeah, man, he said, I'm your father, you bitch. And then somebody calls in. He's going, yeah, I just want to talk to the caller. He just says, Luke, I'm your father. He doesn't say, Luke, I'm your father, you bitch. And he just kept saying, yeah, Luke, I'm your father, you bitch. And the people would sit there and argue with it, wouldn't figure it out. He pretended to be pilots, talking about seeing goblins on his wings one time, and some real pilot calls in going, look, I don't know who this guy flies for, but there's no way he's saying that he reported that to any sort of FAA agency or he would be grounded immediately. And then Phil just goes, are you calling me a liar? And then would just immediately launch into this argument. It was fucking tremendous. I don't know. Other than that, I'm an old guy, and all the radio shows I liked have gone off the air. I was actually flipping through the Boston stations here. Like, whatever happened to BCN? I couldn't find WAAF, WHJY. It's all gone. It's gone. Anybody else remember that? The Big Mattress Show? All right, where are we going? Oh, hey, Billy Drummer Boy, what you know about Jimmy Chamberlain? That's the guy from Smashing Pumpkins. I believe, right? Not as much as I should know. Does that count? Oh, look at that. Somebody made a new logo for the Colts. It's a blue and white pacifier right on the side of their fucking on the side of their helmet. I love it. Please, more of that. I would really enjoy it. All right, so let me read a little bit of advertising here for this week's podcast. Dude, I am so fucking wiped out. This was such an amazing thing to do, to be able to do all these shows. And within 3 shows, I was like, this is a really dumb idea. Oh my God, the fucking voice. All right, Uber. Hey, oh fuck, I thought this was a question. Uber, everybody. Hey, you like making great money, right? Here's a really cool opportunity that I had to share with you. Driving with Uber. Uber's that popular smartphone app that connects riders with drivers. My wife takes Uber all the time. And she seems to have a good time with it. And in chatting, okay, I'm supposed to be saying that I take it. Well, I do take it. I take it with my wife. And evidently I love them, by the way. And in chatting with different drivers, some of them have really interesting stories as to why they drive with Uber. You know what I do love about Uber? Is it's a nice, clean fucking car. I will tell you that, and I've yet to get in there with somebody who smells like they just fucking played a Game 7. How about that? Is that enough of a personal endorsement for you? The people who drive love being their own boss. They earn great money. It's easy to start. You just need a car and a license. Dude, this really is a fucking unbelievable employment opportunity. Like back in the day when you got laid off, you were screwed. How do I make my car payment? You can just call Uber, and now you're employed. Driving around a bunch of people. Got your arm out the window. You're your own boss. I don't need to read the rest of this. This is a fucking no-brainer. Work when you want to work. Get paid in cash. I think you do anyways. Driving with... No, you don't. It's a credit card. Fucking IRS. Driving with Uber is great for anyone who needs flexibility. Parents, this is a really easy way to work around your family schedule. Students, you can make some extra money between classes. Now's the prime time to cash in with driving Uber. You'll thank me for telling you how to get paid every week. I could be getting you into a car. I could be getting into your car when you drive with Uber. That would be weird. Hey, big podcast listener, is this where you live? You got a car and a license, put them both to work and start earning serious money, life-changing money today. Sign up to Drive with Uber. Visit drivewithuber.com. That's Drive with Uber, Uber.com. Oh, dude, if I was a young man, if I had the fucking time, I would do that shit. I would definitely do that shit. Beats the fuck out of going to an office, doesn't it? Bombers. Chances are if you have feet, you wear socks, everyone. And face it, socks haven't changed since they were invented. What ends up happening, they fall down, they wear out, and there's always the toe seam that never seems to be in the right place. You know what happens. Your socks sag, your balls sag, and then you accept that weak fucking raise your boss is trying to give you. You know what I mean? It's a metaphor. You want your socks standing up straight, just like your dick. Our new sponsors, Bombers, has changed all of that. Bombers is dedicated. They actually make a sock for your dick, too, when it stands up straight, okay? You got to see how much you can fill it up. And if you fill it up beyond the fucking heel, they give you a free pair of thongs. Bombers is dedicated to 2 years to engineer socks that stay up, last forever, and feel amazing on your feet. They actually sent me a pair of Bombers. They feel great. There's nothing better than new socks. Puts you in a good mood, right? Your wife could suggest something horrific. Hey, let's have a picnic. You know, you got on a new pair of socks. You're like, you know what? That sounds awesome. I really think that my feet feel so good right now. I could actually tune you out on the side of a hill. They're so comfortable. The honeycomb stitching, it just hugs your foot. You know, these socks care more than your mother. So whether you're walking or running, your feet feel perfect. I find myself washing them over and over so I can wear them again. I need to get more. Will you stop fucking doing that with the copy? I find myself washing them when they're dirty. I enjoy the socks. Isn't that enough? Jesus Christ, when will you guys let up? To know what I'm talking about, you really need to try out a pair for yourself. But listen, Bombers doesn't stop with your comfort. With every pair of socks Bombers sells, a pair is donated to someone in need. This is great right here. Because socks, as it turns out, are the #1 requested item at homeless shelters. Right now, other than drugs. Right now, for a limited time, Bombers is offering my listeners 20% off their first order and free shipping. Just go to bombers.com/burr, all lowercase. Bombers is spelled Bombas. Do it now for 20% off the most comfortable socks on the planet and a pair for someone in need. Go to bombers.com/burr. That's BOMBAS.com/burr. All right, I'm going to start wrapping up the podcast here. You know, one of the great things this week, aside from seeing a bunch of people that I've gone to high school with, people have been coming in and, you know, I've been having them come backstage. And like I said, it's been awesome. You know, I've just been running to people and everybody seems to be doing well. Everybody's happy, seem to be happily married. I actually ran into one of my friends who just got divorced within the last couple of years. And I got to tell you, he was fucking ecstatic. Is there anything better as a guy than meeting another guy that's happily fucking divorced? He's just fucking loving life, you know? He's got an apartment, two, three boys, you know? He's like, oh, dude, it was time. He goes, you know what I love about it best? He goes, I'll be sitting in my apartment and there's a bar across the street. And he goes, I just think to myself, wow, if I want to, I can just walk right over there. I can walk right in there and get a beer. You know? Very simple thing. So I know right there, a lot of women are probably thinking like, oh, this guy was a bad husband. He was out there drinking all the time. You know, there's always that fucking option. But then there is the other option that, you know, sometimes, ladies, you know, you hold on to the reins a little too tight. You know what I mean? You kind of yanking the head back and, you know, if that horse wants to run, you're gonna have some problems. You know, if you get some old mayor that's going to go to the glue factory, he'll let you fucking lead him wherever the fuck he wants, you know? You married a stud, right? You got yourself $1 million horse there. You got to let that thing run every once in a while. There you go, ladies. Let him go off to the pub and get a fucking good buzz going every once in a while. You know, I know you're married. I know you got kids. I know he comes home and he fucking mistakes the sink for the toilet. But every once in a while, you know, maybe once a month. Once a month. You know, that would be fucking amazing. All right? Let's just say you're in a marriage right now and you know your husband is a little miserable. You know, and every once in a while he needs to go out and be Frank the Tank. What if you just let him get Uber, right? You get him a pair of Bombas socks, you get him an Uber, and say, you know what, honey, once every 4 to 6 weeks, you can go out with the fellas and just get absolutely fucking loaded. All right? You come walking in through the fucking cellar doors, we'll have a couch down there, you pass out, the next morning the kids won't know shit. All right? Just blow out the pipes, and then fucking, then you can come home. And then, you know, once every 4 to 6 weeks, I get to go do whatever it is that women do that they consider fun. I have no idea what you guys do. What is it that you guys do? You know, I know women love a glass of wine around 4 or 5 o'clock. Oh, that is their cigar. Huh? Guys, you want your fucking wife to chill out? You know, just fucking pour a glass every day around 5 o'clock. As she's bitch moaning and complaining at you, just go shh. Glub, 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 glub. Let her sit out right on the back porch. Go ahead. You know, if she's in a really bad mood, pour another glass. She'll be asleep by 6:30, right? Then you go in with your kids. What do? You throw in the fucking talking plane movie with Dane Cook as a voice, right? Get Dane Cook a little bit of scratch. Your kids are staring there, you know, you fucking pour a whiskey. That's what parenting is all about. Working with your partner so that the two of you can get a good buzz going every other day without the kids noticing. And I know kids notice a lot, but you stick them in front of a TV, they got no idea what's going on, right? There you go. And you know something? I think that's one to grow on. You guys ever watch those? Did I talk about this? Did you guys ever watch? I already talked about this, and I don't give a shit. You guys got to look up Will Forte's greatest hits on the SNL site. Just go on and just search Will Forte, and you got to get those ones where they do those whole. Jesus, Bill, spit it out. Where they do the whole spoof on That's One to Grow On. Where they got what's her face there? When she goes, tapping on my keyboard, gotta get that report to my boss. Huh? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. All right, 10 shows down, 9 to go. Here's the thing. Well, next time I talk to you guys, will be on Monday, and I'll have my final 2 shows, number 18 and number 19. All right? Freddie Lynn. Who's a famous 19? Joe Thornton? I'm trying to think in Boston sports. Is that what he wore? Randy Vataha? Has there ever been a great 19 in Boston sports? Wasn't Fred Lynn 18 or was he 19? Maybe Randy Vataha was 18 and Freddie Lynn was 19. Oh, Fred Lynn. Oh, what a fucking ball player. But at the end of the day, he was a California boy and he ended up with the Angels. Oh, that killed me. Do you know that was our outfield? We had Fred Lynn in center, Dwight Evans, the greatest fucking arm you ever saw. Then we had Jim Rice. Then we had Butch Hobson at third, Rick Burleson at short, Jerry Remy, the Rem Dog, at second. We had George Scott at first, Carlton Fisk behind the plate, and we had Carl Yastrzemski at DH. We still didn't win a World Series. Fucking brutal. Absolutely fucking brutal. So anyways, I think that's it. That's the podcast for this week. I know the energy's a little low here, people. Just work with me here over the next fucking podcast as I really got to go easy here on the voice because, who's kidding who? I don't really know how to write a joke, so I do a lot of silly faces screaming the F word, and I'm paying for it right now. All right? Hey, ladies, once every 6 weeks, just let them go out and get fucked up. Do them a solid. And just say, listen, I'm letting you get fucked up, but you have to be fucking husband of the year for a week. Is that cool? Be psyched. Be fucking psyched, right? Then all you guys got to do every once in a while, you pour a glass of wine, and then you're good. And then you're good. And then your kids grow up to be raging alcoholics. And you know what? A family that drinks together stays together. All right, you guys have a lovely weekend. You have a great fucking weekend, you cunts. I'll talk to you later.
Have you guys seen this stuff about all the suicides at the Apple plant? You know that really cunty commercial where they go, if you don't have an iPhone, then you don't have the iPhone. And I wanted to get an iPhone until I saw those goddamn commercials, and they kept it's the most bizarre advertising. It makes me angry at the iPhone. I never had any anger towards the iPhone or the people who had one. I never gave a shit. I was like, that phone's the shit. I heard it drops calls. I'll wait till it's on Verizon. And then right when it gets on Verizon and I'm all ready to jump on board, they come up with this fucking cunty shit. Going, if you had an iPhone right now, you could be looking at the inside of your fucking throat and diagnosing your fucking throat cancer before it even happens. But if you don't have the iPhone, you don't have the iPhone. It's like, well, fuck you. I'm sticking with the Droid. So anyways, now I read they just had the 10th suicide at the Apple plant. Now, who's kidding who? We all know that everything that we're wearing, everything that we're using is made by some 4-year-old making 6 cents an hour somewhere. Well, evidently, these people have had enough. They've had 10 suicides at the Apple plant. Here we go. On the same day that Apple, Dell, Hewlett-Packard promised to look into working conditions at China's Foxconn plant, a 10th worker committed suicide. The death of a 19-year-old male worker, it's too bad. He was like 1 year away from getting his fucking severance pay. Or his, shit, I fucked it up. What the hell do you get it when you do 20 years on the force? Oh, God. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm on my fucking vacation mode. What the hell? I get my pension. What is that? When you work 20 years on the force? And he's only 19, you get it? Because he's been working since he was 2? Oh, Jesus. The death of a 19-year-old male worker also came just after the company's billionaire founder took the media on tour of the sprawling complex in response to accusations from labor groups that workers toiled in sweatshop-like conditions. Oh, hilarious. So then the billionaire shows up. They clean the place up, stick in a water bubbler, and go, see, it's great. And I know what a lot of you fucking heartless cunts are going to say. You're going to say, well, sweatshop labor is necessary. Do you want to pay $8,000 for a laptop? Well, here's my rebuttal. You know what? If the cunt at the top didn't have to make $1 billion a year, kind of like when they were talking to the oil companies. They go, you're projected to make $350 billion. How about you just make $340 billion? Do you have to make that much money? That's the thing. The people at the top are taking way too much fucking money. There's no fucking way that the only reasonable way to make a laptop is to give people such shitty wages that suicide is a better fucking option. And you do it at the fucking plant to make some sort of political statement. There's just no fucking way. How about the people at the top? You mean, once you got $100 million, do you ever need to get another paycheck? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And I'm not saying that the people at the top shouldn't be filthy, stinking rich because they came up with it, but you shouldn't be paying people. There shouldn't be sweatshops, everybody. That's all I'm saying. And what sucks is that we actually came up with unions in this country because of sweatshop-like conditions. And but what ended up happening was the people in the unions took advantage of it, and with their strength, they became a bunch of slothy douchebags to the point that there's a lot of people who actually have negative views about unions. That's how bad it is in this country. And they're actually excited that they're going to do away with unions. A lot of people want to do away with fucking unions rather than reform them. But to do away with them is we're going to end up like these poor bastards in fucking China, sewing shit together and going, you know what? I think I'd rather jump out a fucking window than make another goddamn iPhone. So anyways, it says the company has bought psychiatrists and Buddhist monks to the factory complex to support workers, and now plays soothing music along production lines. Why don't you just fucking pay them? It plans to install 10-foot tall fences to stop workers jumping from buildings, and may give workers a 20% pay raise. This is how tight these fucking rich cunts are. Let's play soothing music and put a fence up. We'll try that first, rather than just giving them more money. What is it? 20% pay raise when you make it 8 cents an hour. And anyways, Foxconn representatives maintain that the increase would not be in response to the suicides, but is being considered because business has been good. Give me a fucking break. Here's a good one. Should I kick my neighbor's ass?
Yes.
Yes. Generally speaking,
We're going to
yes.
go with yes.
Hey, Bill, love the
Is
podcast.
that what time it is?
No,
Damn.
that's East Coast.
Oh, okay.
That's why people bitch. Where the fuck is the podcast? I need some advice on what to do about this guy who lives in a few houses down from me. I'm a third-year college student, and I live at home. My parents moved to go live in the state above mine. You mean north? And I currently reside alone while they are trying to sell the house. A few months ago, I was driving home coming back from a gym, and while I was driving in my neighborhood, I saw this guy step in the middle of the road about 20 yards from my car. He was yelling something at me, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. I slowed down and stopped my car right in front of him, and he came to my window and told me to get out. I was totally confused and thought I ran over his cat or something. Also, I think he just moved in because I've never seen the dude in my life. So I rolled down the window and asked, "What did you say?" He goes, "I'm going to kick your fucking ass. Get out of the car." This guy's probably in his 40s and has to be around 5'10". Is this me? 250 pounds. That's not me. No. I'm 21, 6'3", 200. I do CrossFit and I wrestle occasionally at another gym I go to. So I get out of the car and I'm standing there trying to figure out what the hell is going on. The guy starts moving towards me, so I take the initiative and take a step towards him. We end up being an inch from each other, and he's trying to do some alpha male shit by just staring at me. But I have the height advantage, so I'm looking down at him. At least 10 seconds go by before the guy goes, "How fast do you think you were going back there?" I say, "I don't know, probably around 30. The speed limit in my neighborhood is 20, and I know I wasn't going that much over. Then he goes, "I'm not going to have my children playing in the yard if I know assholes like you are driving like that in the neighborhood." After he said that, I saw his wife and son were a little off to the side of the road. Once the word asshole left his mouth, I was fucking pissed. I wanted to just tackle the dick and put him to sleep in front of his wife and kid to teach him a lesson. But I pussied out and just apologized to him and said that I was really sorry and it wouldn't happen again. The guy then gives me a fucking little smirk and turns around and says, while walking away with his back turned, "It better not, or you know what will happen."
Oh, yeah.
I gotta fucking walk
Yeah.
away.
You definitely should have kicked his ass.
Fucking cunt.
You should have kicked his ass. Yeah.
What a fuck. Do you realize
Yeah.
do you realize what this kid did? He's such a fucking gentleman. He could have kicked the fucking shit out of this
Yeah.
guy. He saw his wife and kid there. It would have been emasculating.
Yep.
His dad is Superman. He sits there. You know what it is? It's that little smirk.
Yeah.
That fucking smirk. I bet that cunt steals from work.
Yeah.
I bet he does. Sorry, dude. That's the first time. I literally had to walk away. You fucking cunt.
Yeah. You should have kicked that guy's ass. But it's a good, I
You know,
suppose it's good that you didn't do it, but because you were
this
the
is-
bigger person, as they say, but he definitely has it coming.
Then he writes, "Now after that shit, I wanted to explode. I mean, the guy totally disrespected me, so I get in my car and drive off. End of the story, wrong. I couldn't get this fucking guy out of my head. Dude, I can't get it out of my head. I'm going to actually fantasize that I was there and he did that, what I would want to do. You know what I would fucking do? I would wait till he was alone. Don't do this shit. Don't do this. But I know what you just want to get the guy alone and be like, "Hey, what are you going to do now? Huh? What are you going to do now?" And just get right in his fucking grill and have him back down.
Yeah.
Or I would almost just say to the guy, say, hey, listen, man, just call him over to the car and just say, listen, I just wanted you to know the other day that if I wanted to, I could have fucking stuffed you in my trunk, tied you up like a fucking pretzel, and ass raped you in front of your fucking wife. But I chose not to, okay? Because I didn't want your son to know what a little fucking, I can't say it, pussy he has for it. That wouldn't have been homophobic either. I wouldn't even be talking about gay people. That's such a fucking pussy move. Yeah. And if for some reason, but I'm no, then that's what you say. Maybe you do it like Columbo. Just say, listen, man, I got to ask you something. Because I'm 6'3", I CrossFit, I wrestle, okay? And just looking at you, I know I could tie you into a pretzel. I know I could do it if I wanted to. But the confidence you had, I just want to know, what is your background? You know? Because, I'm a real competitive guy. If you got some sort of martial arts training, I would love to have you. Why don't you come down to the gym sometime when your wife and kid aren't there so I don't have to feel guilty when I fuck you up and close both your eyes with this one and his friend over here.
What does the rest of the thing say?
I don't even need to read it.
But it's not over, though.
I know, because what's happening now, this is what happens when you do the right thing in life, okay? When, it eats away at you. You have to make peace. You have to make peace, and you got to tell yourself the lie that someday this guy's going to get his. And you know what? He doesn't. Guys like this don't get theirs. Oh, that smirk. This kid really painted a fucking picture. This is driving me nuts. He goes, I couldn't get this guy out of my head. A week went by, and I was still thinking about that asshole. Dude, I would think about this guy 20 years from now. 2 weeks later, I was driving home from school, and I see the guy rolling his garbage can out to the curb. I slow down to fucking under 20. And I know this because I look down at my speedometer. I pretend to stare the guy down, so I look at him, and he looks at me and yells, slow down! Wow. Now, when he said that, I am fucking raging. I wanted to stop my car and do some ground and pound on his face. Yeah, this kid knows what he's doing. This isn't wrestling. Like, this kid's doing UFC shit. But did I? No. I just drove off like a fag. The next day I talked to my friend about it, about what had happened, and he said that this guy said the same shit to him. If he said it, he would have put him on his ass. I know. Dude, you know what I would have done? He told me that if he says he's going to kick your ass, then that's a threat so you can defend yourself. Don't listen to your dumb friend. He's saying you won't get arrested. So a few months have passed, and I'm still thinking about this asshole every time I drive by his house. Fast forward to yesterday, and I'm biking in my neighborhood, listen to an IHOP, and I hear a honk from behind me. So I pull my bike over to the side of the road, and it's none other than the same dude in his Ford F-150 driving along, and he looks at me and gives me the middle fucking finger.
Wow.
Now, granted, I was in the middle of the road and didn't hear the guy coming because I was listening to music, but still the middle finger. So I bike home, take a shower, and try to convince myself to walk over to the dude's house and confront him. But after a couple minutes of pacing, I just decide to wait it out until the asshole does one more thing. I mean, I don't want to get arrested. So my question is, what the hell should I do? I mean, every time I drive by this guy's house now, I want to fucking veer off the road and ram my car into the middle of his living room. Any advice would be good. All of my friends think I should go over there, but I want a second opinion. You can't do anything to this guy.
Unless he puts his hands on you
Unless he puts his hands on you. This is just one of these things. But you can do to him what he's doing to you. This guy has an insane temper. So, I'm not advocating legally, so you don't do this, but like... I don't know what I would, next time, if you see him out in the yard or something, this is what you do. I have a great idea. Do you have any friends who are really good mechanically? Why don't you take your credit card out, go down to the fucking auto store or whatever, or go online and buy like one of those fucking train horns and have it installed in your car. And next time you drive down the street, just be sort of zigzagging down the street just to get this guy to be fucking... getting all like, oh, what the fuck? And the second he starts screaming, you lay on that fucking horn as loud as humanly possible and you blow out his eardrums. That's what I would. But then again, knowing a douche like this, he would say that I have permanent hearing damage
You know what I think he should do? Maybe because I'm a female and I'm all about
Revenge. Okay.
Psychological warfare.
What should he do?
I think when the husband is not home, I don't know if he knows his schedule or whatever, he needs to go over there when the wife is at home and be like, listen, you know, I'm so sorry about that time that I was speeding. I really, you know, but your husband seems really upset. I'm really not trying to be like that. I would never do anything like that. And women are like, oh, no, because she knows her husband is a psycho.
Right.
And, like, I mean, she could turn around and be like, yeah, you shouldn't do that either. But I have a feeling she's not like that. And he can just go over and just make nice and be like the sweet kid that's helping out. Or, oh, do you need me to take the barrels out?
He needs vengeance, Nia.
But then I feel like maybe that would fuck with the husband. And he's like sitting there sipping tea with the wife. And, oh, look who came over. He just wanted to apologize in person. And, you know, I don't know.
You know what's a great thing to do?
And then fuck the wife.
There you go.
No.
He should fuck his wife. He should fuck his
wife.
He
should play with his kid in the backyard, like toss the football around with him. Be more like the big brother he never had.
You can't do it. There's nothing like just start giving him the finger. Listen, this is the deal. All you got to do is just give him the finger. Give him the finger right back. Because this guy thinks you're a bitch right now. So all you got to do is, you know, you can just yell back. Just say, you know, just give him the finger, yell back at him. When he's in the driveway, I would, like, swerve at him and then swerve back. Just fuck with the guy. Just do that once because the next time you might have, like, a video camera. But I just don't want to get any – I don't get any – you know what? If I was in that situation, dude, you know what I would do?
Yeah. Monday morning quarterback.
Look, I was in that situation with that other guy, right?
Yeah.
At the last place we lived, and I didn't fuck with him because he was an old guy. I just didn't fuck with him. And now we found out he has dementia and all this shit. So I'm psyched. I never yelled at the guy. You know what you do now? You know what really diffuses angry guys like that or makes them even more angry is just laugh at him. Just keep laughing at him. Laugh at him, give him the finger, and just keep calling him tough guy. All right there, tough guy. Anything, you just keep calling him anything that is remotely, all right there, Chuck Norris, anything you want to say to this guy that will bait him into hitting you. This is a great question, and I don't want to get in trouble if some shit goes down. So you shouldn't do anything, sir, wink, wink, wink. This guy's such a dick. I always say, you know, fucking with somebody's car is like a pussy move, but this guy's such a dick. And he has like such a, oh my God. Dude, how many times have you thought about just choke slamming that guy right into the hood of your car repeatedly?
When you said I can stuff you into my trunk, bend you like a pretzel, and ass rape